like to look at relative levels of trust in particular industries in a market. So we do an annual survey called the Trust Barometer. We do it globally. We did it in Australia for the first year. So I think it's interesting just to understand relative levels of trust in industries in Australia. So what's your start point relative to other industries when you start to engage in conversations and dialogues as an industry? And I think you guys would know this better than I do for sure, but pharmaceuticals coming in kind of at a 44% level, which means that on a 9-point scale, this is 7, 8, or 9 in terms of relative level and trust. I trust pharmaceutical companies to do what is right, is the broad measure. So if you look at top 3 boxes on a scale of 1 to 9, 44% of respondents actually put you in the top 3 boxes, which relative to other markets around the world is pretty good. Relative to other industries in Australia, actually not so bad, in particular when you see the healthcare industry, so providers, coming in at number 2. So I think relative to other markets that we do work in around Asia, the industry here is, despite the bruises you might be feeling, is not positioned too badly when it comes to your ability to start a trusted dialogue with stakeholders that are critical to your success, whether those be doctors, industry commentators like my fellow panelist here, or patients. So we're not in such a bad spot, but I think the key thing, and I know that there's ongoing discussion about here, is relative position of trust of pharmaceuticals broadly versus relative level of trust in healthcare industry. So you're trading at about a 12% trust deficit to healthcare providers. And I think that's kind of a good start point for thinking about what's happening in this particular channel, which is digital.